Hey guys, what's good? Derek here from Bomb Socks with another day of Bomb Bites, where we feast upon the words of Christ one bite at a time. So there is a memory that I have that is very, very solid whenever I read the war chapters, particularly where we're at right now. You got to rewind back to 2012. My wife and I actually went to Bountiful, Utah, where they were having their handcart days. It was their summertime festivities that they have. And they decided what they were going to do is they were going to kind of recreate what the stripling warriors might have looked like. And so they appealed all through Davis County up here in northern Utah to be able to have young men as young as 10 years old and up. They even had full-time missionaries in here. But what they did is they had these guys march in a parade. And you can see right here, I actually took some footage of this. And so you see all of these guys. And it was so cool watching these young men just go through here. And you see them all dressed up. This had to be orchestrated very well. And one of the local state presidents dressed up as Helaman, and he kind of led them through this. It was so cool to just watch them just go all the way through here, and it seemed like they just went for days. And then there's a cool little thing that they did here, all orchestrated together. Go ahead and watch this. I think you'll think it's cool. I thought that was so awesome. And there's a cool spirit there. We did not doubt. I thought that was so cool. And again, they had to orchestrate that whole thing right there, going over blocks in Bountiful, Utah. But I thought that was so awesome. Now, again, these are stripling warriors. I remind you that stripling does not mean this jack dude who just spends a lot of time at the gym and in battle. He is a young, grown boy, just passing from boyhood to manhood. These guys had never fought. They were never a hindrance to them at all. They were never a disadvantage to them. And they made a covenant to fight for the liberties of not only themselves, but for the Nephites that were protecting them. These guys are awesome. And you literally see miracles take place with these grown boys. One of the things in the Come Follow Me that it mentions for this week, and this is a way that you can study this, it gives you a lot of these verses through here from about Alma 53 up through Alma 58. And it says, having faith in God helps me overcome fear. If it weren't for their faith, Helaman's young soldiers would have had a good reason to feel afraid. Again, these guys were not battle tested. They had never fought. They were raised in households where their dads had not fought. Some of them may have very well had dads who were killed, and so they didn't really fully understand what it was like to battle. But because of their faith, they had even more reason to be courageous. As you read about them in Alma 53 to 58, look for things that help you face your fears with faith in Christ. What a great way to study these verses. Consider focusing on the following verses, and it gives you a bunch of them right here. And then it gives you a little table here where you could record what you find. And I really love what they put here. You look for possible reasons that their faith in Christ was so strong. You look for what they did to exercise faith in Christ, and then you look and see how God blessed them. Another thing I think you could add to this, and you could throw a fifth one on there that just says, how can I do the same thing today, regardless of my age, my circumstances, whatever, because there's a lot to learn from these guys. Now, we went over a lot in chapter 53 yesterday. Let me fast forward you over to chapter 58 to kind of show you the result of this, and then let's look at a couple things that got them to that result. Now, chapter 58, verses 39 and 40, these guys went into a hardcore battle, but what's interesting at the end of verse 39, not one soul of them has been slain. This is Helaman reporting to Moroni. Behold, they had received many wounds, nevertheless they stand fast in that liberty wherewith God has made them free, and they are strict to remember the Lord their God from day to day. That's a great statement. Yea, and to observe to keep his statutes and his judgments and his commandments continually, and their faith is strong, and the prophecies concerning that which is to come. These guys are awesome. They are remembering the Lord day to day. They are continually keeping his commandments. They are looking forward in faith from what the prophets have said. Can you imagine what it would be to raise a group of youth who are battle tested in the sense that they're remembering the Lord day to day. They are continually keeping his commandments, and they are looking forward with an eye of faith to everything that the prophets have said. And where did they learn them from? Well, they learned them from their mothers, which I think is so cool. You go back to chapter 56 where Helaman again is talking about these guys. Verse number 45, My beloved brother Moroni, I had never seen so great courage, nay, not even among all the Nephites. For as I had ever called them my sons, for they were all of them very young, even so they said unto me, Father, which is so cool. Behold, our God is with us, and he will not suffer that we should fall. What a cool statement. Then let us go forth. Boy, if you just took that right there, it's like God's going to take good care of us. We have faith in him, therefore we are going to move forward in our lives. Verse 47, again, reminding you these guys had never fought, yet they did not fear death. They did think more upon the liberty of their fathers than they did upon their lives, and they had been taught by their mothers that if they did not doubt, God would deliver them. And then you got this cool statement, they rehearsed unto me the words of their mothers, and you saw this with all the modern day stripling warriors that I showed you earlier. We do not doubt, our mothers knew it. You know, cool little quote that I came across from Sister Julie B. Beck, who was General Relief Society president several years ago. She said this, when mothers know who they are and who God is, and have made covenants with him, they will have great power and influence for good on their children. There is eternal influence and power in motherhood. As I was looking over the demographics of who watches the majority of our videos right here, you know who it is? It is the moms and the grandmas. You guys are the ones who really know what's going on. So I'm actually going to appeal to you right here. I would love to hear the advice that you would give to others. I don't want to discount the power of dads. Dads are awesome, but you moms, you know what's going on. You moms and you grandmas who are battle tested, you know what's going on. So in the comment section of YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or our podcast, wherever you are watching or listening to this, I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear what advice you would offer to people to help them so they do not doubt, but they keep the faith. And maybe you are speaking to young parents, maybe you are speaking to young striplings, but you got stuff that you have learned, and I would appeal to you to be able to teach us and share with us the things that you know. You don't have to be perfect, that's not the qualification, but you've certainly learned some things over the years that you could share with others to help them not doubt, but to look forward with faith, to remember the Lord day to day, to continually keep his commandments and have faith in those prophecies, so that when battles come up, we do not doubt that God would in fact deliver us. Those moms were awesome and they taught their boys well. So again, I would love to hear your comments if you're willing to do that. And there's a lot of things that we can learn from a good mom and a good grandma about how to keep the faith. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and thanks for sharing these messages. As always, we're so grateful that you do that. If you like what you see, click the like button. You got to go check out our amazingly comfortable gospel theme socks at bombsocks.com. Godspeed. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.